Yeah, if nobody has anything, I'm just gonna say Vintage is sweet, but Gush definitely should probably be restricted right now. So I don't know. I'm happy playing Delver. I think Mentor's a better deck, but I only have 2 Moxes right now, so we'll get there. Uh, I would rather have Golem unrestricted, but I really think that if you're going to make the argument about win percentage, I look at some of the Magic Online stuff and deal with that, then you actually just need to restrict both of them. And probably not Chalice, but again, I don't know what the answer is. I just know that Gush is probably the most obscenely powerful thing it feels like that you can be doing right now. And it's just gotten easier. So, because of Chalice being restricted, and we didn't even finish letting that play out before we restricted Golem. So I'm certainly not convinced. Uh, I don't know on Dark Petition. Uh, I think it's fine, but I mean I haven't sat down and done a bunch of testing without the Gush decks or kind of what that format looks like. And I'm not sure restricting it is super amazing either. Because I mean I've even seen a lot of people that are only playing like 2 Dark Petitions, 2 Grim Tutors, and some of the Stormless. And maybe that's crazy, maybe that's wrong, but I'm not sure going down to 1 makes all that big of a difference. Versus just having, I don't know, 1 and Grim Tutor and Praetor's Grasp or. Yeah. So. I don't remember the VSL push being restricting Golem versus Dark Petition. I mean, and I don't watch a lot of VSL. I mean, I'll watch some of it pre-recorded, but it's on so late for me during the work week. But BJ, do you want to see if there's another match that hasn't finished? I know we've only got 10 minutes left, but try to get another match for you. But I don't think there is one that hasn't started Game 3. But getting back to Golem, everything I read was just Golem's a problem. Look at the win percentage. This shops list is clearly the best deck, etc. And I just don't think there was enough metagame information since Chalice got restricted. And I think that Magic Online is not a very representative metagame due to some of the weird pricing and just the fact that there aren't enough events. So. I suspect there's no game left to get on camera, unfortunately. We've only got about, 7 minutes left in the round? Maybe a little less. I'm not sure how close this timer is. Yeah, Goat, you may totally be right. I don't know the numbers, and I don't want to spout off a bunch of stuff without looking at it. Usually when I've talked about this, it's been right in front of me. My gut feeling is that restricting Golem was probably not needed, but now restricting Gush feels like it's needed. And I could be completely wrong. We'll see what happens before Vintage Champs, because that's all the way in October. It wouldn't surprise me if they don't make any change before then, but if Gus just completely obliterates that event, then clearly something needs to change. And certainly, at least with smaller events, and my personal experience is that the Gush decks are by far the best deck. Like it's not even close. So I don't even have a good metagame breakdown for what we have tonight. I know there's two people on Merfolk, at least one on Hate Bears. I'm on Delver. I played against Mentor round one. Four colors, not green. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't think there'll be any changes before champs. It just seems like maybe it's not worth it. I don't know if they try to print some other hate card, or maybe there's an uptick in Spirit of the Labyrinth, or yeah, I agree. If you still had four golems, I think four gushes is fine, because the number of spheres that put pressure on people really pressures how many gushes you can play. Like right now, I'm playing Delver. I'm happily playing four gushes. I think I would play like five or six, and it wouldn't be a problem. But when you're looking at playing against shops some decent percentage of the time, your gush is really bad against taxing effects. So I think that's yeah. I don't really have anything else. Pretty cool that we get monthly vintage FNM. Yeah, the last two champs were, or the last three, if I remember correctly. It was Oath, Merfolk, and then the blue-red Young Pyromancer deck, like the really early version of it, right? Or was that the one that Merfolk won? And I'm mixing it up. I don't remember. Yeah. All right. We're gonna get you some magic. Hate bears, and I don't know. Who was it? Was it Matt or uh, was it Merfolk Oath? Yeah, I don't remember. Who's who's Evan playing? They were gonna. So yeah, we should get a little bit of magic here. I don't know how much they're gonna get done before the round's over. I don't have the exact round timer. If ours is accurate, it's 3 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Going back to the going back to the last three vintage champs, I want to say the first one when it was in Philly was Merfolk. I know the most recent one was Brian Kelly on Oath, but I'm trying to remember what the in between one was. I think just the vintage metagame stuff in general is so tough because there's not enough matches played with a given metagame. There's not enough played as new cards are printed or as things are changed around. So, but we're gonna have some magic here, and Zach does have his golem in his hand, as well as shop, factory, and Amox. I think Emerald, although they're all the same. Spirit of the Labyrinth, good because it's a 3-1. Not actually great against shops, but it does trade with Golem. I guess maybe that's the best you can ask out of most of your guys. I mean, you've got like Gaddock Teague, Canonist, Spirit, Revoker, I want to say, are the cards I remember because I played against Evan round 2. Yeah, yeah. I definitely. Moto's all screwed up. I don't think you can look at that and get actual legitimate metagame information. The events are too small. The pricing's weird. There's not enough events. You'd have to look at a lot of aggregate paper stuff over a long time. So it's tough to kind of find that balance. Yeah, so I think Evan's going to attack. I think he wanted to leave the Spirit on defense because he loses this race. I don't. Maybe he just has another Spirit, and that's fine. But I see Gaddock Teague and I couldn't see the rest of his hand. But that attack seems a little strange to me. He's just going to tutor. Looks like he's finding a Jit. He may just end up too far behind, but Jit seems like it could be really good. And I guess if that's your plan, attacking is fine because you want your guy to live to put the Jit on it if you have another Mana Source next turn. And he does have what looks like a Savannah. He has another land. Alright. Well, that's one way around only one golem. Revoker's going to name them Mox, I'm sure. So the Jit that Evan tutored for is still alive, but it's not going to come online for a while, and he's facing down 2 5/3s and a 2/1 and a factory. So I don't think this is going to go real well. He drew... Was that Pride Mage that he drew? No, that's a fetch land. Okay. I think the life's a little bit off that they have because Zach took 2 to play the Metamorph. But this is just kind of infill casual vintage. This is not part of the event, so I'm not going to bother going over and correcting him. Oh, Zach should be at 15 because he paid 2 life for Metamorph, but it's not a big deal. Okay, so there's the Jit. But he can't play anything else. Oh. No, he has the Spirit Guide. He can get in there. Revoker's happy to block, and then Evan just has Jit with 2 counters, facing down 2 golems. Yeah, this game's over. I see no way this game isn't over. His Mox works again. I don't think that matters. I could be wrong. But Evan's going to go to 1 on this attack with Factory. Oh, or Zach just has a second Factory and kills him. Or doesn't kill him. I guess that's also an option. I don't know. I feel like I would have just killed him, but... Yeah, what are you afraid of on Mox Jet? I think you're supposed to just kill him.